Greetings and welcome back to another live stream. We're going to have a look at MX Linux Civil War on DistroWars today. Which is better? MX Linux with XFCE or with Plasma? So, I gotta say, guys, the way that my kitty cam is angled right now, I can see, the corner of my chin up there in the corner, and, am I getting weight or something? Is there, two of them there? There's two chins there! No! Get fat, man! Get fat! Get fat! That's alright. We always knew that was happening anyway. But anyway, how is everybody doing on this wonderful Wednesday afternoon? It's, hot here again. It's, it's nearing the end of October, and it's, shorts and t-shirt weather out here in State College. I don't know how it is where you guys are at. Eric Johnson, greetings. What's the difference between 64-bit only and the AHS Advanced Hardware Stack? So we'll go into this a little bit more detail when we get the video in, but in brief summary, the Advanced Hardware Stack, since MX Linux is based on Debian, and Debian is about as old as the Stone Age, then Advanced Hardware Stack allows it to run better on newer hardware by updating some of the kernel modules, bringing it into, at least the 19th century, maybe the 20th century. Not quite the 21st, but basically it means that with the AHS you can run newer hardware without any real issues. So that's really what your difference is. Let's see, Gary Toom. How's it going there? Aram, greetings. Pedro, vote for Pedro, everybody. How's it going there? Keegan, how's it going there? Shadow, greetings. XFCE plus Compiz is good. XFCE by itself a little bit too bland. Yep, let's see, use XFCE version before, now using the KDE version. There you go. And there's some back and forth on Drischel about which, to use for Intel graphics. There's some fun back and forth going on there. We won't read all of that right here. Lord Anix, greetings. How's it going there? Moonbase Self-Graze, take me to your leader, kind sir. Let's see. Oh, something like GNOME KDE. Let's see. Get video hitching issues on kernel 5.4 and all Ubuntu distros. Yeah, I used to get a couple little joltiness here and there. Of course, the only Ubuntu-based distro I did not have those was Elementary. That might just be because I was using the built-in browser. Was it the Epiphany browser that's built in on Elementary? Whatever the default browser is. It seemed to be that. And then, of course, on Arch or Fedora, I've never gotten those either. So, hello, Neo29, greetings. Let's see, Eric Johnson, Ashton Snap says the bananas, greetings, I will pet the kitty. Pixel Noob, greetings, France, how's it going there? Philip Flores, Plasmas is the only one ever. There you go, all right. Ice cream will do that. Ice cream. Ice cream. Go and say which one I think is better. Whichever one makes the person using it the happiest. There you go. 2 a.m. in Thursday where you are. You time traveler, you. It's still Wednesday where I am. It's Thursday where you are, time travelers. Do a Pine Tab DistroWars. Ooh, that would be fun, except I really don't know if I could get Simple Screen Recorder working on a lot of things. That's what I would have to do, being as I don't have a capture card or anything. And that would be hard. I've really only found one distro on Pine Tab that actually works well, and that's Arch. However, I haven't tried all of them yet. But that being said, yeah, down the road we will look into that as we start looking on things. Chromium is stuck on version 83 on Debian. Well, it's because it's got frozen into the ice age of Debian. Come on, why not? Apologies, I think I hit the mic stand with my coffee. I'm sorry, rip headphone users, I guess. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into the video. We'll break it apart in a couple pieces, of course, like usual. And then we will wrap up. I can go a little later than 3 if there's enough comments to keep going. We could collab on it. each record our own Pine tabs through Jitsi or something. Jitsi? Yeah, pizza. That sounds like a good thing. I do want to find a time when Tech Haberdashery can come around too, and we can have a big conversation about it with all of the people who own Pine stuff in the community. We do want to do a big collab stuff on that. Stay up till midnight helping someone with their code, but they got me on a USB-C dock from Amazon wishlist. Awesome. Very cool. Don't want Edge. I'll use Chromium or Fox. Yeah. Yeah, the VM that I put Edge in has already been killed. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the main of our video, shall we? Welcome back to DistroWars here on Switch to Linux, and today we are going to have a look at two MX Linuxes. MX Linux natively has XFCE, and it also has a new KDE version. And some people have asked which one of these is better. Of course, I'm using MX Linux on the XFCE version for my writing computer presently. That is a Lenovo S21E. I have a full review of how it works on that particular distro, on that particular laptop. So you can go ahead and have a look at that full review. But today we want to have a look at pinning these two up next to each other. Which one is going to be the best one? Does it really make much of a difference? And so we are going to go ahead and have a look at that. Now, before we get in here, let's head on over to the website, which is mxlinux.org, and you can get all of the information over there. You can follow along on the various social medias up there. I believe there's a support page over here as well. This is an excellent project. Now, they have, of course, XFCE, KDE, and Fluxbox advertised. The XFCE also has Fluxbox built into it. KDE, we'll check if that does. I really don't remember. Now, the XFCE comes with a couple of different versions. So you can see here, it's telling you the options. So you have how to choose XFCE and Fluxbox. We have a 32-bit version, we have a 64-bit kernel, and we have a 64-bit advanced hardware stack, pronounced Oz. Now, for people who are curious about what that is, he does have a separate page on his blog section about the advanced hardware stack support, so you can read through that. And basically, to sum it up, what this is going to do is it is going to patch your kernel for newer hardware because MX Linux runs on Debian, and Debian generally stays behind on the release cycles, mostly for sheer stability. You generally don't run Debian on the latest and greatest cutting edge. There's going to be some things that don't work well. However, they have patched the advanced hardware support to allow MX Linux to run on newer hardware. So those are your options with XFCE, and then the KDE only has the Oz version. So you can grab it directly from the repos, mirrors, or torrents, and the current release features. We have a variety, so we have MX Fluxbox, we have KDE version. Our kernels were 4.19 for our basic Debians, or the advanced hardware stack is 5.6. And you can see that you can easily upgrade kernel packages, upgrade or downgrade kernel packages. And there's a lot of key applications that are built in. We have Firefox, VLC. You'll see that says 79 because he refreshes the distros a couple times a year, and so that'll always come with the latest. So 79 was the latest when the latest version was out. Of course, if you run updates as soon as you install it, then you're going to get the latest. We have VLC, Clementine, LibreOffice. We have either 6.1 or version 7 if you're using the MX test repos. You have a lucky backup. How lucky. Passwords, keys, XFCE terminal. Of course, I'm not sure if the KDE version will probably not have the XFCE terminal. It will have the default one for KDE. All right, user experience tells us about that. They do have a variety of tools. This is what makes MX Linux so good, is the massive amount of MX Linux tools, and then extra packages and things like that. So there is what you have as far as your various builds there. So what we're going to do is let's go ahead and boot one of these up, and then we will go ahead and start. And I believe, according to our naming convention here, we are going to go ahead and start with Plasma first. Now, as this guy is booting up, I am going to mention here out of the box that I did actually have some issues for the first time on virtual machine when I installed it and actually ran updates. So these are running how they installed. I did not run any updates, so we are going to get notifications for updates on these. I found that when I updated them, the advanced hardware stack first initially worked just fine, but then it would fail to boot. And I'm not sure why that is. So rather than figure all that out, I just decided let's just go ahead and run it without updating it just for now. Now, I think that that's probably because my virtual machine here is getting pretty stinking old. And so it's about time to update my system. That's what I project the issue is. And I can test that if I try it on my Arch computer. And if it boots in, then hey, that'll actually tell you what it is. See here on the Plasma version, absolutely beautiful loading screens. There is so much that went into just the look and the feel of the Plasma version that honestly, it's almost worth running it just for that. He does have it set up in a more standard way versus the XFCE where the panel is along the side. And you can see in standard MX Linux format, it is very well styled. So out of the box, this is the menu that we have. Not my favorite menu, but it's actually the fastest of the menus, and that's why I think that he loads this one. But inside of here, we are basically getting the same MX Linux. It's going to have a lot of similar look, a lot of similar feel. We have an update notifier here. It's going to tell us we have updates, 63 of them, that if I update on this particular computer setup, it won't allow me to boot. So we're not going to do that. All right, as far as the basic tools, what you're going to find between both of these two distros is they're going to have similar software, except on this version here, we are going to have the Plasma version of a variety of different tools versus the XFCE versions. Except I believe, if I remember correctly, I think that they did keep, they did use a different file manager, if I remember correctly. Let me go ahead and have a look at that. Oh, no, they didn't. They did use Dolphin. I thought one of the Plasma versions, I know they used a different one. Maybe I'm thinking of Farron. Farron OS, I think, still uses Nemo. I think. He can correct me if he's in there. I didn't see him pop up yet. Oh, yeah, he's there. Correct me, Farron, please. All right. But anyway, you can have a look at, you can see we're using console here instead of the XFCE terminal. And if we go ahead and look at HTOP, we're running on just over 500 megabytes of RAM. So this guy looks pretty stinking nice. Let's go ahead and close this window. Now, as far as the integration, the Plasma is going to be integrated a little bit differently because it does have your separate system tools and your separate MX tools. Whereas in XFCE, he's able to put the MX tools directly into the settings configuration. So if we go into our basic settings and system settings, go into your basic settings here. This is your Plasma settings, and he does not have the MX tools built into here. But what he does have, you can see we have custom themes as far as desktop themes. You know, everything's really done well inside of here. There's a lot that goes into the look and the feel. But everything here within this, within the system settings is your standard Plasma settings. Now, we do have a separate MX settings. You can see the MX tools. This is the extra tools that you have. The ability to create a system snapshot, create USB, live USB keys, boot repairs, just a variety of different things, including the codecs installer. We have NVIDIA driver installers. We have a variety of other tools here. Now, the other thing that the Plasma version is missing is the welcome screen did not show up on me the first time, unless I'm forgetting about it and I forgot to toggle this guy on. It is here. I might have actually just forgotten about it because I had to reinstall these guys a couple of times. The MX welcome, if it shows up, it's going to show up. We have tweaks to the panels. We have our tools. We have the ability to install your codecs. Now, the thing that makes MX Linux, and this is going to apply to both of these versions, so good is we do have a popular apps tool. This guy here is in one of the greatest package managers. It does not have everything, but it is going to have all of your most common software here, including the ability to install things like Brave and WaterFox. I wonder if he's going to put Edge in here. Ooh, I don't know. Run with the Dolphin. Let me know. Are you going to put Edge in this guy? We do have a variety of different applications here. We also have the ability to go, here's our stable repo. We have our testing repo. We have Debian backports. So Debian backports is going to allow you to run some newer software. So you can actually run a variety of other software packages, and we have Flatpaks over here as well. So all of these guys are built in. So you can see it's grabbing from FlatHub, and then we're going to, you can actually go ahead and change that if you want to later. It's going to take a moment to populate this page out. But the package installer makes things very simple if you know exactly what you're looking for. If you're looking for something, you can quickly and easily find that type of stuff. Of course, the other things that you do have in here is if you do want to run other desktop environments, you can go ahead and run other desktop environments. They do make it fairly easy to do. So there is your Plasma version. Overall, what you're going to find with the Plasma version, you get a very good, cleanly themed Plasma build. It makes the computer feel very modern without compromising any system performance. It does look very nice, and overall, I find that in the few times I've used it, other than just recently where something is breaking it on the updates, it does work very, very well. Again, I think that issue is just because of the age of my virtual machine. It's about time to run updates on this thing. Get me into, a more modern version of things. But anyway, there is your Plasma version of MX Linux, and we will be back and have a look at our XFCE version next. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Grab me my coffee again. Hello, Serge. Greetings. Just get Edge. They're sorted. There you go. We could collab on it and could both record our own Pine tabs. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and I think we already got to that, didn't we? Don't want Edge. Use Chromium or Firefox. Jokes. Life is short. World needs more of a laugh. That's right. We do. We do indeed. Just start a donation goal for a capture card. I mean, yes and no. I mean, I could go get one. I mean, it's not like it would completely break my bank. I just have other priorities. All right. You guys tell me a decent capture card that's not going to cost me a lot that will run on Linux without me having to fight with it. Let me know. I'll see if I can get one. I mean, honestly, I would love to do some Whonix videos as well, which I would need a capture card to do that. I could actually do some more better Pine Tab videos with a capture card. So, guys, let me know. Let me know of a fairly cheap capture card that's going to work with Linux. Let me know, and maybe I'll just go ahead and get one. Okay, so Pizza already has put one there. Let's copy this link address. Let's see what we get. Pasting it on over here. Okay, is this going to work with Linux? $15? Dude, I could do that. I'm just concerned, is it going to work well? Let me know, guys. Is that guy going to work? Pizza, have you used that? Can't really decide on Among Us. Let's see. Okay, pizza. That's right. Firefox has been updated to version 82, even on MX. Yep. Let's see. Login screen is blurry on MX Linux due to Plasma 5.14. Silbu's on Discord. Greetings from Norway. Got the coming winter's firewood in the shed today. All right. Very good. Well, stay warm. Okay. Thinking of Farron OS. Yeah, I thought there was another one, too, that changed the file manager. Yes, Farron does still have Nemo. That's what I thought. Pedro KDE is the team of people behind Plasma. All right. Edge browser is a Trojan horse. I don't doubt that. YouTube is a Trojan horse. I don't doubt that either. Because Nemo has better UI UX design. Yeah, I like Nemo. I am not a huge fan of Dolphin. Yeah, I mean, I know you can get cheap capture cards. The question is, do they work with Linux? Do they work well? I don't really want to keep throwing $15 at capture cards that don't work well. Like, I know there's some that are of this general size that at the local Best Buy, but every time I've looked into them, they just don't work well with Linux. So that's why I need to know not how cheaply can I get a capture card, but is there a capture card that we know works well with Linux? Because capture cards are very finicky. They are very finicky. Okay, capture cards work with HDMI ports. Does not depend on which OS you use. Well, maybe not. It depends on, there's other factors involved. That's what I'm saying. There's other factors involved. Because I've actually picked up some capture cards to test out, and no, they did not work on Linux. So we'll see what we can do. All right, let's see. We'll head on back over to, let's see. Okay, double checking something before we jump on back over to the other side there. All right. All right, let's go ahead and jump on over, and let me go ahead and boot this up. Boot up XFCE, and then we will jump on to that. All right, hopefully it boots. It's the one that's giving me the most problems. Let's go. Go, MX, go. All right, so here we are on the XFCE login screen. So there our super secret password there. And over here is where you can choose XFCE or Fluxbox. The default is going to be your XFCE. I did not see the selector on the Plasma. I did look for it when we were logged in before. I'm finding sometimes this will boot full screen, sometimes it will not. Let's see what we got. It looks like we might actually have full screen boot today. Woohoo, we got full screen boot today. Look at that. All right, so there we have it. So this is MX Linux. I know I intentionally set this one to show the dialog at startup. I'm thinking I saw the MX welcome screen on Plasma. I just forgot to check the button to keep showing it because it'll only show the first time unless you check that box. Again, same thing. We have the tools. We have the tweak panel. So tweaking things, which is the panel and a few other items in there. So we didn't look at that under the Plasma version, but you do have that option as well. Codecs, the popular apps, this is all going to be the same as well. Here we're going to have everything is matching whatever is usually in XFCE. So we have Thunar here instead of Dolphin. And if you look at your various accessories, you'll find it contains the XFCE tools rather than many of the other ones. So let's go ahead and find ourselves a terminal there. And let's look at our HTOP real quick. Just have a look at our comparative. So this guy's running 463 megabytes of RAM, so a little bit less than Plasma was running. So definitely, if the amount of system RAM being utilized is your chiefest concern, this one's going to be a little bit lower. As far as the theming and the styling, as much as I think that XFCE oftentimes looks old and dated, MX Linux is one of the distros that themes this best, so it does not actually look all that old. So I can say that the theming and the setup of MX Linux is definitely a lot better. As in the Plasma version, we do have an updates tool that will eventually tell us like 200 and something updates will be available. And as far as our software, everything else is going to be effectively the same. Now, looking the two over, which one is going to give you the best stability overall? I think that overall, XFCE is a significantly less buggy and easier to manage system. So if you're looking for the ease of management, I think the XFCE version is going to be a little bit better for you. Plasma does have a lot more options, and as far as the settings, as we had mentioned, the MX settings will be in this somewhere. I just gotta find them again. I thought they were in here. There we go. So yeah, your MX tools are kind of integrated in with this. So here's your MX tools. So it's all inside of the systems panel. All the same tools are going to be here. It's just that everything is organized into one settings panel on XFCE, which Plasma already has too many settings and too many configurations. So breaking apart the tools and the tweaks into separate system settings makes the XFCE version a little bit more organized and feel a little bit less bloated, even if in reality they're going to be about the same. Nevertheless, you do have the option here inside of this to find the MX tools there, and you can find them just on the menu here as well. So overall, the two are going to give you a very similar experience. Really, your downsides of XFCE is you don't have the advanced hardware stack. So if you are running on newer hardware, you are going to want to go with the Plasma version. But if you're running on older hardware and need something a little bit lighter, you have the option of doing the XFCE version. Now, all of your various other tools, all of your various software, everything else is going to be effectively the same. We have our user manager, codecs installer, everything that we have inside of the Plasma is going to be over here as well. So not a whole lot more to show you as far as these, because the two systems are very similar. All of your differences are just really boiled down to the desktop environment. So the question is, which one of these is better? Which one of these guys should you actually use when you are looking at which MX version you need? Well, honestly, both of them are going to run fairly well. Both of them have the ability to install extra desktop environments. It's not every desktop environment you can install on like Debian or Arch, but it certainly is going to give you a variety of desktop environments with the single click in the custom MX software. KDE is going to get you the advanced hardware stack is your only option. It's going to get you a little bit more modern of a system. And honestly, it does look a little bit flashier than the XFCE version. Your XFCE, though, still gives you 32-bit option. It gives you the normal or the advanced hardware stack, and it gives you a little bit less system RAM. So I'm not going to say which one is absolutely better. As somebody said at the beginning of the live stream, whichever one is best is the one that makes you the happiest. And honestly, that's what you're going to get with MX Linux. Neither one of these is going to be the perfect option for everybody. Neither one's going to be the wrong option for anybody. Just go ahead and look at both of them and decide which one you would like to use. For me, I'm still using the XFCE version just because the computer that I am using MX Linux on, I want the operating system to take as little RAM as possible. And that thing running MX Linux on XFCE runs just as good as any beefy computer running Linux Mint Cinnamon or anything else. So this is overall a good operating system to use. So there's kind of my take. Let me know your take on these in the comments down below. And I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. All right, let's see. Ooh, cat hair is starting to creep up on me. Cat hair is sitting here going, hey man, it's cat hair. Let's see. Pizza wanted a capture card. You have to set a donation goal. There you go. Yep. OBS treats it like a webcam. Not necessarily. Like I said, I have tried getting some capture cards to play with, and none of them have panned out. It does not necessarily see it as a webcam. So I would either need to do some research to see which one would work or whatever else. I'll look into this one, see if it works. In fact, let's see. This capture card here. Have a question. Let's type in Linux in the have a question box. Use Chrome OS. Use it with Chrome OS, Zoom, and Windows camera. Let's see. Trying to capture 1280 by 1024 video from non-DRM HDMI source, only getting color bars. Tried both Linux and Windows 10. So let's see. Bought this not knowing whether or not it worked in Linux, despite being the OS of the computer I wanted to use it on. So one customer review says even works in Linux. This guy says, it says 2 customer reviews say that it works on Linux. All right. I'll go ahead and add this to my list of things to look at. So let me create a little file for that. So people are saying that this little $15 thing works on Linux. I'll go ahead and give it a try. I can afford $15, I hope. No, what are you? Okay, no, apparently not. All right. Stalling updates. Be right back. All right. Debian and Ubuntu. Let's see. It's forgetting your password on login screen after updating. Restarted. If I use Pop! OS daily, work fine. Be right back. Burning my PC with fire after looking at those Wafu splash screens. All right. Used to make about $15 from library credits. I used to make 60, but I haven't been uploading as much, so I haven't been getting as many credits. All right. Can't decide, choose Fluxbox. There you go. Very true for many things in life, different strokes for different folks. Yep. You ever recorded a... have I ever re-recorded a DistroWars episode? I have actually re-recorded parts of them. So, like, if I felt I did bad on one of them in the live session, then when I shut the camera off, I'll go ahead and re-record how it should have gone. So, yes, I've fixed some things doing the DistroWars, yes. Hello, Sudo Reboot. Greetings. Okay, whoever said the distro makes you feel better is best is absolutely right. Yep. $15 is big money for me. No, $15 is not big money for me. Although with COVID, half of my clients are really slow at getting anything done for financial reasons. So I don't know. I do want to conserve everything I can right this second. It's getting weird in this world right now, I'll tell you that. Should have chosen electrical and electronics engineering. All right. Let's go ahead and feed the beast, and then I will take any... Wow, is this like a record speed for a live stream finishing this fast? That's insane. I wonder if there's something else I could do. Let's see. Let's go ahead and feed the beast. Hey, kitty, you want some kitty treats? Oh, kitty, do you want some kitty treats? Do you want some kitty treats? Oh, you want some kitty treats? You want some kitty treats? Oh, you want some kitty treats? He's like, yeah, I want some kitty treats. What are you, insane? Of course I want some kitty treats. We just need to back up the camera so we can see you better. We need to see you eat the kitty treats. Give us some paw. Give us a little bit of paw. Oh, it's right there. See it? You get it, buddy. You get it. Capture card fun. Well, thank you, Shadow. I will definitely order a capture card then. Thank you for that, Shadow. Okay. There you are. Here you go. Are the finger looking good? Nope, that's all you get. But are the finger looking good? Uh-oh, Houston, we've got a double catter. Oh, kitties, hey. It's a double catter. She's like, is that another one? Yeah, Kitty's like, absolutely. Yeah, Kitty's like, I'm all over that. Are those diet fat-free kitty treats? Decidedly no. That's why he's, if you go back and maybe look at the first video that the cat was in, I bet that he'd be a lot thinner. I think that the cat got fat because of Switch to Linux. Is that sad? Is that sad or what, guys? The cat got fat because of Switch to Linux. Oh, joy. PC hates Fedora but loves Arch. There you go. You know what I like? Okay, I ran into a couple little problems on Arch. One of them, I installed Plasma, but I cannot get many of the Plasma themes working. Like, it will not take any of the Plasma styles. Like, there's something goofy in the background of the system. I also can't seem to run, like, Vivaldi won't run, Brave won't run, Dissenter browser won't run. Like, no browser will run except for Firefox. I have Firefox, Chromium, and WaterFox. Those are the only browsers that work on Arch without constantly crashing. So those are the kind of the issues that I have encountered on Arch over the years. But that's our thoughts. Let's see. Okay, so Moonbase Alpha Grays also sends me a message about capture cards. When you use VHS to MX video box, not had any issues with it. I run DirecTV Tuner to it, record Walking Dead shows. OBS Studio. OBS picks up no issues. Moonbase Alpha Grays, you did not tell me which card it was in that email. So if you have a link for it or a name for it, let me know what it is, and I'll look at one of these two. But your email does not actually have the card in there. I don't see it. Yeah, so if you meant to include a tip, I don't see it in there. Okay. Found some online courses through MIT Open Courses. Between those YouTube books, I can tinker enough for the children to learn the technology. Yeah, I have some things I'm tinkering with right now. So like I actually have an internal ISP config set up on Raspberry Pi now. I also though have created an external one through Linode. So I'll be playing around with that a little bit. And really what we want to do is I want to do a full comprehensive review of ISP config. I just need to throw a couple more websites up there, play around with it a little bit. And so far, the biggest challenge I had is once I secured it, got everything working well on that platform. And now I'm actually having issues with, I had issues getting Jitsi to work with the secured system. And once I got that figured out, it took me a while. Let's see. Quarks, Dark Splash. Oh, okay, that's the splash screen. Thanks, Fern. Okay, Phone OS, then for Tom, Linux is bloated. Yeah, you know. It's still loading. Loading. Let's go. Yeah, that's the screen he's using. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's the screen he's using. Yeah, that's a really beautiful screen. I like that. All right. Let's see. All right, I think what we'll do is we will go ahead and wrap this one up here. Very short day today. Very exciting. We'll be back tomorrow for the supporters stream. Not sure exactly what we're doing yet, but we'll come up with something. And then Friday is the weekly news roundup. We're halfway through the week already. Isn't that exciting? But anyway, guys, we will catch you guys later. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful afternoon, and we will see you back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the supporters stream. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.